Hello everyone, my name is Sean Crawford and today I'll be presenting this week's case study titled Trust the Algorithm or Your Gut for Week 7 of Customer Value in a Digital World, MBA 60/20. I'd like to start off my presentation with a little background of the case at hand. Aaliyah Jones, who works as the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Becker Birnbaum International, known as BBI, has been assigned the duty of hiring a marketing director for the organization. Currently, Aaliyah has two candidates in mind and she can't come to a solid decision without questioning her judgment. One of the candidates, Molly Ashworth, has worked on Aaliyah's team for years and is currently the brand manager of the cleaning products division at BBI. Molly has been successful in her current duties and is ready for a new challenge in her professional career. The other candidate, Ed Yu, is currently the brand manager for BBI's beauty division and has his own recent success story, much like Molly Ashworth. Ed, however, was brought to Aaliyah's attention by a new people analytics system from the Human Resources Department. Although both candidates are extremely talented and ready and able to perform marketing director duties, Aaliyah can only choose one, and she's uncertain who to choose. A few questions to consider for the case study are, should Aaliyah hire Molly or Ed, and why? And based on this hiring decision, what steps should BBI use to deploy full use of the algorithm throughout the company? Throughout my presentation, I'll explain a little bit about both candidates, as well as give a personal recommendation of who I think would be the best candidate for the marketing director position. Also, I'll give some guidance for BBI's data analytics approach in the future. Our first candidate, and the first to be interviewed by Aaliyah, is Ed Yu. Ed is the current brand manager for the beauty products division at BBI. He joined BBI right out of business school and is considered a rising star and high potential candidate for the job in question. Ed was flagged as a near perfect candidate for the job by an artificial intelligence algorithm newly implemented by the Human Resources Department. The algorithm shows Ed is a 96% match candidate, something that Christine Jenkins, a corporate vice president of human resources, found intriguing and needed to share with Aaliyah after the marketing director job was posted. Ed has worked hard to get where he is, reviving a 20-year-old makeup removal line called Fresh Face. Under Ed's supervision, the Fresh Face line sales has increased by 60%, something that Ed takes great pride in and is something that he believes will help him excel to the next level. Now let's take a look at candidate number 2, Molly Ashworth. Like Ed, Molly joined BBI right out of business school and is also considered a high potential candidate for the marketing director position. Molly is a brand manager for the cleaning division and has worked on Aaliyah's team for quite a while. Also like Ed, Molly is highly recommended by the algorithm as an 83% match for the position. However, Molly wasn't considered for the job because of the algorithm, but rather for her hard work and creativity she has shown Aaliyah while working on her team at BBI. Molly takes pride in the implementation of a new subscription service for BBI cleaning products. In the previous 2 quarters, the service has shown growth and is loved by BBI's customers. Also, other departments have shown great appreciation for the subscription service. The research and development, marketing, and executive teams have plans to use the subscription service as a platform to test new product offerings. This comes as a feather in Molly's cap as she spearheaded the subscription product and has shown she has the capability of being a successful leader. Now we'll take a look at how each of the candidates interviewed. First, we'll start off with Ed, since he was the first to be interviewed by Aaliyah. Ed's interview took place in Aaliyah's office and was structured much like a formal interview would be. To start things off, Ed showed up late to the interview and claimed his Uber driver took a shortcut from the airport, which is the reason he was late. Aaliyah forgave him and started off the interview. As she started the interview, she noticed that Ed looked a bit discombobulated and nervous after showing up late, but was impressed with Ed's sharp, clear answers. It was clear to Aaliyah that Ed knew BBI's business well and would be able to perform the marketing director duties, but Aaliyah couldn't help but constantly compare him to Molly, who she'd known for quite some time. Ed didn't seem to have the entrepreneurial mindset like Molly did, and Aaliyah noticed this. Shortly after interviewing Ed, Aaliyah stepped out of the office to meet Molly for lunch and interview her as well. Aaliyah knew this wasn't fair to Ed, but went through with it anyways. Aaliyah and Molly's relationship was much closer than Aaliyah and Ed's, but this comes from working on the same team for quite some time and getting to know each other well. After starting with small talk and ordering lunch, Aaliyah wanted to get down to business and informed Molly that she had plans to treat this as a formal interview, which Molly respected. Although Molly's interview seemed to be much less formal, she was asked the exact same questions as Ed, such as, "What interests you about this job?" Molly demonstrated a deep knowledge for the business and even had some great collaboration ideas, to which Aaliyah found very appealing. Molly came off to Aaliyah as very clear and concise, just like Ed, only a bit less nervous, but this could be from working together for so long and being comfortable with each other. After the interviews were over, Aaliyah was having some trouble deciding, as both candidates showed their strengths very well and were capable of performing the job's duties. Aaliyah met with Christine, as well as Brad Bibson, who was a data scientist on the people analytics team that found Ed used job match statistics. Christine and Brad wanted to share some interesting information with Aaliyah about the networking that the two candidates had done across departments at BBI. Ed networked much more than Molly across departments at BBI. That was clear and was a clear favorite to Christine because of the algorithm results from the analytics program. Brad, however, was reluctant to fully accept the model because of its newness and lack of proven history. Brad's reluctance to the validity of the model only made things worse for Aaliyah, as she was struggling to choose the better candidate between the two. To recap on Aaliyah's struggles and the decisions she was taking into play, Ed was Christine's clear favorite because he was chosen as a 96% match for the job. He networked across departments more than Molly, and he found success in his current position by reviving the fresh-faced makeup removal line. Ed, however, has not shown the creativity that Molly has. Molly has proven herself many times, as she has worked on Aaliyah's team for some time. Aaliyah knows how Molly works, knows her strengths, her weaknesses, and the capabilities Molly possesses to get the job done. Molly has a creative side, as she spearheaded the subscription service that has been widely accepted by customers as well as company personnel. Now it's decision time. My personal choice for the marketing director position is Molly. Through her previous management experience and successful past working at BBI, Molly is ready for the challenge, and I believe she'll become an even greater asset to BBI. One major factor that sold me on Molly was a creativity factor. Referencing this week's Grow article, if we look at the Grow model, we can see that Molly's creativity competency falls under rubric 4, which states she has the ability to do things her own way that add value. The subscription service has shown how creative Molly can be and will be a gateway for her to network with other departments and build BBI's products up in the future. I don't want to discount Ed's qualifications, however, as he has shown his abilities to bring a lot to be recognized as well. The human interaction is something that I don't believe machine learning or algorithms can emulate, and this can be a significant downfall in relying solely on artificial intelligence to make these types of decisions. Although Ed scored much higher than on the algorithm, Molly wasn't far behind at an 83% match. So basing a decision on just this statistic alone would not be justifiable, in my opinion. Now to focus on the algorithm deployment at BBI. I believe it should be done as a supplemental resource rather than a standalone decision-making asset in the people analytics situations. Using the algorithm to narrow down possible candidates or simply as a supplement to human resource policies may be a better choice than relying on data alone. Algorithm deployment can be done on a small scale to gather data analysis, then monitor and tweak the results necessary before going to a full-out company-wide deployment. This was done with companies who used the GROW model, but none of these companies use data analytics as a standalone figure, but rather as a partner to the human interaction potential with potential candidates. One other option to test the algorithm's validity is to work backwards to see how the model fares with current employees of the company. Can we go back in time and retrieve their historical data prior to them being in the position they are now? This may be worth looking into for BVI. To quote Patty McCord, a former chief talent officer at Netflix, Christine touts her algorithm as unbiased, but without more information about the methodology and criteria it uses, we can't be sure it's right. We can't be sure she's right. Bias is a real struggle for algorithms like this one, and companies like BBI, or like IBM, are attempting to work with data scientists to eliminate these types of shortcomings and better utilize models like BBI's people analytics model. Systems reductions in things like gender bias, age bias, and racial bias can drastically improve the way artificial models work and help companies like BBI improve their human capital in the future. Thank you for your time.